Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm here with all the babies. I had a couple of requests for, an updated current collection video, so I put them all out here. And no, my couch does not typically face away from the television set, but it has been turned because this is where the light is. So I'm going to walk you through what babies I have, and I'll include, who they are and where they're from for those that are newer and aren't familiar with certain babies. I will also mention that they probably won't all fit here because I still have my Benjamin who's missing, and then I have two of the special limited edition kits that I got, that I shared on a recent video. They were sent out for customs, so they'll be coming probably sometime early next year. But yes, let me show you the babies. All right. So we'll start over here. We have a couple different mediums too. So this is Bug. She is a clay baby. She's made out of clay. Her painting is exquisite. And she is a Hootie doll from I'm not going to get it all right, but she's a Jansen's is the last name. She's a Hootie baby. She is one of a kind, and I think she was I think Caroline was her sculpt name, but I could be, oh no, Charlotte. She was named Charlotte by the doll creator. Next we have Nikolai Vasily. He is the Everly sculpt by Sabine Altenkirk, painted by Natalia Sklyer, and he is from Russia. And then we've got Amity. She's the Teyra sculpt by Gudrun Legler, and she was painted by Ilana Lilly. And I think there's a longer full last name, but Ilana Lilly is her, what she goes by. And she is from, I say Belarus. I don't know if it's Belarus. I realize I may have been saying that wrong all along. But anyway, love this girl. She's about 3 to 6 month size. He's a newborn. She's preemie to newborn. Then we have Miss Veda Jane. She's the Amelia sculpt by Joanna Kazmierczak, and she was painted by Anastasia Gangalo. She's also newborn size. And Denver Crisanto, he is the Mia sculpt by Iveta Ekertova, and he is a prototype version. He was originally in the prototype artist's personal collection, painted by Alicia Rodriguez of Serendipity Reborn. He's from Spain, Russia, Spain. Then we have my beautiful May Lisbeth. This is the Laura sculpt by Bonnie Brown. She's one of the prototypes. She was painted by Minty Anchor Babies from here in the US. Then my oldest doll, this is Charlie Ingalls. She's the Sally sculpt, also by Bonnie Brown, and she was painted by Marina Matsko from Russia. And this little guy is Henri Pierre. He is the Pierre sculpt, which is the one boy version of the Pearl sculpt of the 2017 edition from Noe Art Dolls, painted by Faithfully Made Dolls. He is a full body silicone. These are all vinyl, and she is clay. Full limbs, 3/4 arm, 3/4 legs, 3/4 arm, full legs, 3/4 arm, full legs, full limbs, full body. So there's the babies. I was thinking today about how much the collecting has changed. I think about how photographs have morphed, and I look back at some of my older photos and cringe a little bit. The time was not taken to take crap out of the background and make it a clean background so the photos showed nice, and my house looked like a hot mess and all of that stuff. And now I try to make the babies stand out and probably take more photos and look at them and then, you know, pick the very best one. So that, you know, from a photographic perspective, you know, I think that my account's gotten a little nicer to look at on Instagram. But there was a flip side that I was thinking about too. Sorry, Jack likes to take his leash and drag it in after our walks. I remember, like, with Charlie, for example, she was like my baby. Like, she was always out when I was working, when I was in, you know, the living room. She was always in the living room. I took her on several trips. And, you know, I don't want to say I played with her, but, you know, like, yeah, I guess I played with her a little bit more. And it was a different kind of a feeling with her. I want to be careful, though, because I don't want to say that I don't love them. And I still, like, they have... My grandmother, when I was growing up, my grandmother had dolls and stuffed animals. And she treated them like they had a, you know, a consciousness or, you know, a personality or whatever. And I love the story of the Velveteen Rabbit for that very reason. And I think when you love something enough, you know, whatever you're projecting on it is A-okay. You know, I'm sure there are unhealthy, I know there are unhealthy boundaries to that, but I'm not talking about that. And every last one of these dolls, as I brought them out, I smiled, and a lot of them I said their name and said something to them. So the love is there, but the way that I interact with them is different. The way that I, you know, collect is a little bit different. And a lot of it's about the photographing and the looking at them, and you know, life changes too. You get busy, you have other things to do, circumstances change, whatever. But I just remember it being very different. Like, my first doll was Norman Walker, and he was a little baldy. He was a, you know, I'm trying to remember the name of the kit. Anyway, it was more like a baby doll than a doll, if that makes sense. So there are a lot of things that I've gained in this, you know, sort of progression and evolution of my collecting habits and my version or experience of the hobby. There are a lot of, like, gains, and I love where I'm at with it, and I love the dolls, and I'm very happy with, you know, continuing to grow in the hobby. But there is something about the innocence and the magic when you first start that's just different. But look at these sweet faces. I mean, every last one of them is just beautiful. And I'm very, very grateful to have them. And I'm grateful for you guys who come and hang out with me on my channel. Hope you have been enjoying your weekend and that everything is going great with you. Thank you always for all of the beautiful comments and support in the comments on my videos too. So appreciated. Sending out lots of love. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.